Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to apply colors to our web page. That means in this video I will teach you how to add different colors to our text and how to design our website with proper background colors. Okay? Those are all the things that we are going to learn in this video. I think it is useful to you to stylize your website a bit more. Okay? Let me proceed further. Okay, first I am opening our general Visual Studio Code Editor, which includes our basic first project. Okay, this is the structure that we created till previous video, which includes all the concepts of the element selector, ID selector and the class selectors. Okay, and in this video we are going to add some different colors to our web pages by making our text good looking. Okay, this is the general page that we have created so far in till the previous video. Okay, we will stylize this page a bit more by adding some additional colors, additional styles to our website. At first I want to make this main heading as something with a different color. Okay, for that I will include, let me make this thing. Okay, to add a color to my text in my web page, I want to include the color property in my CSS file. And as we have discussed that we have a different notations to add colors to our web page in a CSS file. And in the previous video we have discussed an RGB notation, RGBA notation and the hexadecimal notation, right? In this video we are going to apply those notations practically into our CSS file, which gives a resulted colorful text to our web page. Okay, for example I want to apply color to this heading. For that we have the header h1. In this h1 heading I will include generally as property as color property. We know that for giving a color we can easily include the significant name of the color. Like if I want to make this color as blue, I can give the simply as blue color, right? It will be applied to our web page. Okay, after refreshing we will generate it with a blue color. If I give my color as RGB, like I want to include my red color intensity as, for suppose we have for representing the red color in an RGB notation, we have to include 255 highest intensity value for red, and we will take these two values as zeros. Let us see the result of this notation. Okay, for this notation it will give a red color. If I give a save overheat and I am giving a refresh, see here the representation of the RGB notation with 1255 and 00, it will give a red color text, right? And I have said that in a Visual Studio Code Editor we have an easy trick to apply colors to our web page, right? That is nothing but color picker. If we take our cursor over the notation like this, okay, we will highlight it with this color picker. In this picker we can include any type of color like this. For example, if I want to make my text as green color, okay, we can select it from here and we can choose the color from here itself. Okay, I'm applying it, and after giving a save I'm refreshing it. See here the text will be changed to green color. This is how we choose to color picker in our CSS file in a Visual Studio Code Editor. And the thing is, when I am choosing my color picker, okay, when I am opening the color picker, if you observe one thing carefully, that this is the transparency level of our text color. For example, I am decreasing this to down. That means if you observe carefully that here generally it will be highlighted with RGB notation with 3 parameters, right? When I include this, when I decrease this line to bottom, it will be highlighted with RGBA notation, which includes the another fourth property, another fourth parameter. which is nothing but a transparency of our color, right? For this, if I giving a save over here, we can see, observe the transparency of our color like this. Okay, this is the property of the alpha. That means we are including a RGBA notation. That means A is nothing but an alpha, which is nothing but transparency of the color. Okay, for now I want to make this color as blue. Okay, general blue without any transparency. See here, you can observe the changes over here. It will be highlighted with RGB notation. For example, if I click over here, okay, it will be turned to the hexadecimal notation, right? This is the hexadecimal notation of our blue color, which will be chosen at the point over here. Okay, for example, we can easily directly give the hexadecimal notation over here. For example, color, and we have seen that 92, 92, 92. I have told you that if the all the channels in our RGB notation will be equal, then we have the gray color with different intensity values, right? I am giving the RGB intensity values as the same values like 92, 92, 92. See the thing over here. See here, it will be given me as a gray color. Okay, for the different intensity values we have different colors, right? For the same intensity values of the three channels RGB, we have the different types of gray colors. We have more than 256 forms of gray colors, right? Okay, the one thing if you also observe here is, if I click over here, see here, if I taking this point for this, you can see the representatives of the hexadecimal number here. If I take this point over here, see there, the representation will be represented as, see there, in the top of this color picker, it will be represented with hexadecimal notation as FFF. That means all the intensity values will be same. If I move down the cursor over here, all the values that will be representing over the top of this color picker will be equal, because this entire thing is about the gray color. Okay, we have different forms of gray colors, right? For example, if I taking the cursor down to the bottom, right, see the change over the top of the color picker, it is indicated as 0000, in which we can represent the black color. Okay, it can represent the black color. If I give a refresh over here, it will represent it with black color. And for my shake, I want to make the thing with blue color only. I am choosing this. Okay, after giving a save, okay, I want to make the changes for these two things also. Here for the H2 and for the H2 I want to make changes. These two are all the H2 elements, right? For those H2 I want to make changes. My color with has something like, if I am considering this notation, and we can choose the color from this color picker. I'm taking those colors as, okay, red. I want to make, if I give a refresh, the things will be changed. Okay, this is the general notation of our color models in a CSS file, which reflects to our web page with a beautiful color text, right? Green thing is the best one. Okay, after this, if I want to give some background effects for this page, I want to change the background of my web page, right? Generally the default background is white. I want to change my background to any other color. Like for that we can also do the thing like, if I include header comma body elements, okay, these are the element selectors. For this header and body, I want to give my background color, right? I want to give my background color like aqua background color. I'm giving a save. If I give a refresh, see the change over here. The entire page background will be changed to aqua color. which will be given in this property background color. Okay, here we are considering the header and the body element selectors, because we are representing the entire thing in only the header and the body files, right? Header and the body tags only. See the change here. Here for this body tag, we are considering the entire program. We are considering the entire thing, right? And if we consider this thing in the header, we are having all these elements, right? For that, we have made the changes in our .css file with an background color property. But for now, I don't need make two changes over there. I will make it as a comment. Okay, if I want to make my background for this thing only, okay, I want to make the changes to my background for this thing only. See here in HTML file, we consider this entire thing as the header of our element, right? See here, in the body, in the header, we are considering the entire thing, right? Okay, for this entire thing, I want to make changes of my background color. For my background color, I want to make changes for this entire thing, right? For that, we can only include header element selector without any body, right? So I consider this background color property. Background color property, I want to give them like we will use the notation as, I want to make them as a gray color. We have already discussed that all the three channels should be same to represent our gray color. For that, if I generally taking the shorthand notation like 000, for that it is a black. If you take a look over here, I'm considering this much gray. Okay, if I give a save, see here, if I giving a refresh, see, the one thing you need to observe carefully here is this thing also will be changed to the gray color background, because in the HTML file, this entire thing we are including in the header file only, right? So when we are giving the element header here, header selector here, it will be applied for both the headers, right? For both the headers, it will be applied, right? To make the changes only for this content, I want to make them as ID or the class selector. For example, if I give an element like attribute like class attribute with for colors, okay, I am giving the reference name as for colors. Okay, I am taking over this, and we have discussed that for accessing the class attribute we need to use dot, right? Dot, I am giving for colors, right? Giving a save. If I give refresh, it will be applied to only the main heading that we want to make changes, right? Because of the class element over here, class attribute here. For the class attribute, we have make changes over here by using the class selector, right? By using this class selector, we have applied the background color property for only the heading over here, right? Okay. And if you want to make changes to our background with some borders, like for example, I want to include this thing in a particular box like structure. For example, this entire thing I want to made it in a blocks. For example, that for that box I need to apply some background with borders. For that, first we need to include this entire thing in a separate article, right? For that, we may also include like, here are all these elements. Okay, if I include this entire thing in a separate article like separate tagline, for this tag I will use aside. For this aside, including this entire thing into this aside tag, right? This aside tag elements. Okay, I am using over here, closing it. After giving a save, there is no change in this. But the thing you need to understand here is, while giving our CSS code, it will be useful. we are having the use of that aside element in the CSS file. For that, if we want to include this entire thing into one background color and with some border, we can include the same like, for example, if I using this aside element selector, this is the element selector. If we don't consider any symbol before the selector, it will be considered as a element selector. For this element selector, I want to make some background color. Like my background color I want to include is like as, for example, I am overwriting here it, and for the light background I want to give this color, and if I give save, if you see the changes, like this is the change over here. For example, I want to give my border. For the border, okay, for the border I want to give 5 pixels of size and solid border I need with as like some color, like border color I want to make changes with red border. Okay, for this thing, if I give a save, if you see the change over here, it will generate it with some border, right? The entire aside thing will be generated with background color with an addition of some border. For suppose I don't need border for entire thing, right? I don't need border for entire thing. If I give like this border top, okay, yeah, I'm giving a save. See here, it will be applied for only the top of the segment, right? And if I give, I am copying it from here, and the same thing I am pasting, I am giving for this thing I want to make border bottom, right? Okay, if I giving a save, see here, it will be applied to bottom. If I make this change to border left, I'm giving refresh, see here, it will be applied to left side of the page, left side of this element, aside element. If I giving right, okay, I'm giving refresh, see, this is the creation of the border. But instead of doing for each and every side of the border, we can easily give border element, right? We can easily give the single border to make a entire thing happen. For example, if I give the entire border as dotted border, for the dotted border I will use dotted style, right? I am giving a refresh. See here, the entire border will be changed to dotted like structure, right? If I give dashed symbol, I am using dashed property, it will be turns to dashed border, right? For now I want to make changes for solid only. Okay, see here, this is how we can apply background colors for our web page, and we can apply text colors to our web page, we can apply borders to our selected content. Okay, I think we have learned a lot of things in this video, and we will catch up in the next video. Thank you.